Hey there, everybody. Mr. Ninus is back, and I'm going to show y'all how to create your dimensioned drawing file for your puzzle cube pieces from your components that you created in the previous assignment. So I'm going to start by creating the drawing file for our blue part right here. Notice I have them already created as components, so I'm going to come to blue piece that I've renamed. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to click the create drawing file. It's going to bring up a dialog option. See the contents, it says one selected, that's this. What is important is you come down here to sheet size. Select A 11 by 8.5. That's the second A option that you can select. The reason we select that one is because it is going to be a landscape sheet the size of a normal piece of paper. Once you've done that, we're going to click the OK button. We're going to let it load up our file. So if you notice here, a few things. It says right here with my mouse, place base view, and it's moving with my mouse. This should be your front view, okay? And it will be your front view if you properly made your part file lined up the way that you were supposed to. What you're going to do is you're going to come down to where the front view goes in a drawing file, which is the bottom left, and just click once. That sticks it in place. Now over here, here's a bunch of options. The orientation, if you need to change your orientation, you can do it here. All right. However, that's actually better done in the part file, and I can show you all that if I need to. The scale. So something important to note is that this part is actually life size when it's printed out on the piece of paper, and that's why it's important that you select the right size paper and the right scale. If this was larger than the paper or much smaller, we could change the scale to make it easily viewable. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that now. We're just going to hit OK. Now that we have our front view, we need to place our other views, our top view, our side view, and our isometric view. That is done on the projected view in the Create panel up here. Notice it says we need to select a parent view, then place projected views. So I'm going to click that. Now, select parent view. That is our front view, our base view. Now that I've done that, notice how it changes based on which view we're doing. So just drag your mouse up to the top view, click once, drag over to where your isometric should go, click once, drag down to your right side view, click once. Now that you're finished, there's a little check mark up here on the right side of the view you just placed. You can click Create and Continue. There's all of our views. After we've done that, though, we want to make our isometric view look good. Come over here and hover over the isometric view to where you can see this box around it, and double click. In our drawing view toolbar, we're going to come over here in the appearance menu to the style tab. If you hover over, it gives you all the different options. From parent means it just copies what this is. For the isometric style, we actually want shaded. And you can see it change immediately to the blue piece, and we'll hit close. Next thing to do is add dimensions. I'm going to show y'all how to do baseline dimensions right now because it's kind of the easiest style for this, but essentially you can place linear dimensions normally with the dimension tool. So using the dimension tool, which is right here, you can also use the shortcut D, but if I click on this, I'm now ready to place dimensions. For the baseline dimension, I'm actually going to choose the smallest ones. So if I want to dimension this side, that's one way to do it. And you see these pop up and show us dimensions already. But Actually, the way that I prefer to do it is we're going to click the very bottom line and then the next horizontal line up. You can see it's already previewing the dimension that we would do. So I click and I drag it out in between my views and then click once to place. All right. Now I'm going to come down to dimensions and I'm going to go to baseline. Like that. I select this dimension down at the bottom. And now look, we can just go up to the next horizontal point, that little green box, and click once. Once we have those, I shouldn't have hit escape. I should have hit OK. Hit the bottom, place, right click, OK. All right, so that placed that dimension. Now let's do these dimensions across the top, the width dimensions. So I'm going to, if I want to do width, which is going horizontal across the page, I'm going to click the far left vertical line and then the next vertical line. Notice how it does the width for those, and I'm going to click place dimension. Now I'm going to come in here to dimensions, choose baseline. I'm going to click on the far left of this base dimension and watch. As I go over, I just click the corner at each vertical line. Right click, OK. All of my dimensions are placed. Now I have the height dimension and the width dimension. Only thing I need to do is depth. Now I'll show you another way that we can manually place dimensions when we do depth. So same thing. If I'm going to place the depth out here to the right, the line is going to run vertical like this. I'll click the horizontal lines. Here, I want a dimension between here and here. Let's pull that out. And then I can just also say I want a dimension between here and here. And we just pull that dimension out. Right click, OK, and now we're fully dimensioned. That being done, we now have dimensions on all important parts of our puzzle cube piece. We have all of our views placed. Let's clean up our project folder. A couple things to note is that the title is named after the title of the file it was created from. And the project is named after the project folder that it was created from. However, we have multiple parts in our one project file and a subfolder from our project. So let's edit our title first. I'm going to double click on our box down here with all of our information. Now I'm going to double click and select, I'm just single click and select title. I'm going to name this Blue Piece. Now I'm going to select our project title. I'm going to name it Puzzle Cube, and I'm just putting my name on it. And once we've done those two, we're going to hit enter to exit. That is ultimately the completed part. There's one more thing that you can do, though, if you want to. If you noticed, I don't actually require any dimensions on this right side view. Okay? Those are fully covered by the width, the height, and the depth on this one. If you want, you can click on this, press the delete key. That view is technically not needed. Anyway, after all that, we're going to come save our file. We're going to click save. I'm going to give it an appropriate name. I'm going to name it Blue Piece Drawing. The location is your class, project, puzzle cube folder, and we hit save. After you do that, you're going to repeat this process for the other 4 puzzle cube pieces, and you will have completed the 4.7 assignment.